Sorry about that. We are back, and as I was saying before about this, if you are a Mac user, I mean, I'm fine with that. I have nothing against, you know, if you choose to use Macs, that's totally fine. But my advice is to tell you right now, if you do not have a backup, if your Mac breaks, all of your data is lost and irrecoverable, even if the hard drive is still fine. Why? Because the new hard drives for Mac systems are not compatible. Basically, the Macs are glued together these days. You can't upgrade a Mac after it's been built anymore. You haven't been able to for quite a while, unfortunately. That isn't a problem until people start realizing that parts fail, and if one component fails, well, the whole system is pretty much useless. But at the very least, you used to be able to simply just rip the computer apart or instigate certain things on the computer in order to get the data off of it, even if the data hadn't been backed up. That isn't the case anymore. That having been said, if your data is backed up, you should be able to recover it to a new system regardless if your former primary system broke or not. So if you are a Mac user, I absolutely and totally give you this warning. Buy a backup drive with your computer, plug it in, and turn on Time Machine immediately. If you choose not to, you're basically just rolling the dice.
Attention units. Report received of a narcotics sale in progress. Please converge on Central Park.
Drug trade's gotten more aggressive post-Fisk. Gotta stop that. Gotta be honest, not a fan of Big Pharma. Especially back alley Big Pharma.
You're not. I fly. Okay. Yeah. Thought that would work.
Drugs are maybe my most disliked criminal activity. Definitely top 5. Or bottom 5. However that works.
Yeah, this is the closest... I think this is the closest that we get in the game to an actual black suit. It's called the dark suit. This is kind of actually a couple of bits canon to Spider-Man. By Spider-Man, I mean the Spider-Man comic.
Yuri, this place is full of Fisk guys with suspicious bulges. Guns. I'm talking about guns. Obviously.
I can't order a raid over bulges.
Just a hunch, but there might be a public disturbance pretty soon.
Everyone's underestimating cops, Spider-Man, Masha.
Alright, I don't see too much scaffolding. I'm looking for scaffolding right now.
Everyone knows to be scared.
I don't see too much of it.
They knew before. For real? Then why'd all those
Where's the scaffolding?
rub elbows with him on all those charity boards? They respected him more because of it. You watch. He beats this rap, I'll be kissing his ass more than ever.
Where's all the scaffolding?
On now.
They said I need 3 people on scaffolding. I only see 1 set of scaffolding. Where's all the scaffolding? Oh, there. There we go. Alright, come to me, guys.
Something ain't right. Better call the fellas. Spider-Man.
Alright, got it.
Like fish in a barrel.
Not that kind of fish, but alright.
More guys? Okay, form an orderly line. I promise I'll arrest everyone.
Alright, who's
It's
left?
sad that when I see a mob rushing toward me, I assume they want to kill me. But they always do.
Spider-Man. Every worker assigned to that site reported winning big in Atlantic City recently.
Looking dirty way to launder money. Could be where Fisk keeps his cash these days.
We shut it down, we'll really put the squeeze on him. I'm working on a warrant.
Way ahead of you.
I can't punch him if he's in the air!
Still got a combo count. I only needed a combo of 20 though.
Reinforcements! Great! I was getting kind of sick of these other guys.
Don't mess with the Kingpin and live!
72. Nice.
You want some? Don't let him get you airborne! We can't let him win!
More of them! Find someone who cares about you like Willie's guys care about getting kicked in the face, and you'll be golden!
Nice, 100. I'm doing good at this combo.
You asked for it! Say goodnight!
118. I think I got him.
Your people won't have any problems here now.
And Wilson Fisk's problems just keep adding up. Nice going.
3 base tokens.
How many more Fisk construction sites are there?
None. He had every one of them working overtime to bring in money.
Well, now he's gonna have a tough time keeping his operation running. Which is bad for Fisk and good for New York.
I trust you've enjoyed yourself.
Willie, funny story. I was just at one of your buildings. And you'll be shocked to hear that there were shenanigans of the criminal variety. TLDR, Fisk Construction is closed.
I have other sources of revenue, but you've inconvenienced me, and there will be consequences. My memory's long. My reach is longer.
I should make all the guys who've sworn to kill me fight it out for the privilege.
And that takes care of that. That's the end of the Fisk construction bases, and that's the end of that story with the Fisk construction bases. Oh, right, I told you guys I would be doing the research station. So yeah, as for, like I said, a couple of things I wanted to make it clear about this particular costume. How we got it, what it looks like, that sort of thing. Like I said, it's the closest thing we actually get in the game to an actual black suit. We do not get the Venom suit, or whatever you want to call it, the black suit, the symbiote suit. It just doesn't exist in this game. It's not unlockable, and it doesn't exist.
Get ready for some pain!
Okay, I don't know why I'm sucking so bad right now, but I can fix that.
Love laying out bullies.
Thank you.
And that is because the original story that was sold to Marvel, which was actually referenced by the in the movie Venom by the name of the guy that, how to put this? They put the name of the guy who sold the story to Marvel as the name of the building that Eddie Brock lived in the movie Venom. I thought that was a cool little nod. Basically, the concept is that Spider-Man got a black suit. How he got it, what he did with it, where it came from, that sort of thing was not there. It was just that Spider-Man would get a black suit.
1034, officers are under fire. Officers, please report to Lincoln.
Hold tight, officers.
I believe it was sold to Marvel for about $200 and then shelved. Again, it was just an idea. And again, nothing really came of it at the time. Most people would argue nothing would come of it until Marvel started thinking about, well, the Secret War and stuff like that. Original tests for the black suit that Spider-Man was going to get actually had Spider-Man get a red spider emblem as opposed to a white one. Kind of like the suit that we're looking at right now. Instead of it being white, it would be red. And that was supposed to basically be a hint to Spider-Man's traditional red color. However, printing errors at the time, and this is just This is just technology. This is just a couple of things. You couldn't get a character with the black suit with the red emblem that looked like that. You just couldn't. The printer couldn't do it. I'm sure they tried, but it would always bleed. Red always bleeds. It's just
Like
what red does.
To bring people together.
And so they couldn't have it. It just didn't read. It bled. It didn't look. It just didn't look good in print. So they're like, well, what would work? And they said white would work. White on black would work. You'd be able to see white. And so that became Spider-Man's black suit, or the design for Spider-Man's black suit. Now, obviously, with current technology, you can make it look better, and we can have a suit like this. And this is it. This is the last one. Accurate storm tracking has been one of the brass rings of meteorology for a long time. Meanwhile, they can't do it. They've tried. They can't do it. The big problem is a set of size of weather data. Enormous amount of processing power to accurately monitor. A distributed network is basically the only way to do it. Let's go tonight. Now, as for why is the black cat, what reference is that?
Thunderstorms. It acts as a failsafe for the others. Now, they're all susceptible to lightning strikes, which would erase their data banks. If they're in danger, they'll automatically transfer their data to Oscorp's servers. Just make sure it works, okay, pal?
There's a storm threatening now, and the automatic transfer isn't working. No time to write code now. I'll have to manually link the research station data hubs. Then I need to go to the top of the Oscorp building and align their receivers. First data hub's right over my... Okay. My lenses should show the other hubs in red.
Oh, there we go.
Got it. Now to make more links in the chain. Man, it's getting bad out here.
Now, why would the black cat, or why was I so pleased that the black cat was the one to give this costume up? Well, there's actually a reason for that too, and that is because that after the Venom suit became an issue, the symbiote suit, whatever you want to call it, people really did like the suit. People thought the suit looked cool.
Uh-oh.
They didn't at first, but the suit kind of grew on the comic fans.
My charge is increasing. I gotta move faster, I'll get zapped.
So what they did was they, okay, I don't know why I'm bouncing. Sorry about that. I didn't want to do that, but I was going to get hit by lightning if I didn't. Now, where's that next link? Oh, there it is. It is because Black Cat actually made Spider-Man a non-symbiote, non-alien, just regular, plain old, normal black suit. And it was a gift. And at first, when Spider-Man thought, he's like, I can't wear that thing, it's evil or something. And she's like, no, I made this. Ah, it hit me. I thought you looked good in black. And,
One more down. Can't stop to celebrate. My costume's insulation can protect me a little, but I can't afford many hits.
And so it left the Spider-Man artists and the writers with the option for, well, do you want Peter to wear the traditional suit, or do you want Peter to wear the black suit? And typically, the writers all admitted that they would.
Nature's so awesome, except when it tries to kill me.
The writers basically all admitted that they would typically have him wear the black suit if it was going to be a action-oriented story, and they'd make him wear the traditional suit if it was a more story-driven story or a personal-driven story. And that's just boilerplate as to how the comics would go. Occasionally they get silly with it. And yes, you can, of course, get silly with it. And at one point, Peter had a weird day where he was just feeling so confused about what to wear that he ended up in... This is true, he really did this in the story. He wore the traditional suit on top or the black suit on the bottom. So he was wearing, like, the pants from one suit and the shirt from the other. I don't know if it was because the writer was confused or they were just trying to tell a funny story. I don't remember the context under which that story being written. But it's a true story. But yeah, what essentially killed the black suit was the fans didn't take to it too well immediately. And you had guys like Jim Shooter that were like, well, I'm only going to do what the fans want.
Giant bug zapper.
So the writers were like, look, this is what we're going to do with the black suit. Sorry, I'm jumping back and forth, but what essentially happened was that a lot of people don't realize this, but the black suit was taken very, very badly originally when it was originally released. When it was originally shown in Marvel Comics, the fans claimed they absolutely hate it because it wasn't what Spider-Man looked like traditionally, so everyone, it's like, change is bad. Now, the original plan was that Spider-Man was going to have it for a year, because that was how long the story of the Secret Wars was going to last. And maybe they were going to keep it if it did well. They probably would have kept it if it did. If it was like an immediate success, I bet you they would have kept it for longer than that. They certainly had the right and the ability to. And honestly, it has come back. So, but because it basically the immediate was just angry letter after angry letter after angry letter. So they were ready to get rid of it after about 3 or so months. Oh crap, I gotta get off this.
If I slow down, I'll be extra crispy.
Yeah, I agree. So the writers for Secret Wars and the guys that were working on Spider-Man at the time basically came to this decision. They convinced the editor-in-chief, look, it might have been Shooter at the time, I don't remember, but it was probably Shooter. And they said, look, this is what you'll do. We'll keep the black suit.
Okay, now I need to get to Oscorp Tower.
Until we play... basically... The whole plot line of the Secret Wars, or the whole mystery behind the Secret Wars, or the reason for people to get interested or excited for Secret Wars is that they were essentially telling two stories in the Marvel comic verse at the same time. They were basically telling the story of what was going on in each comic, and then they skipped ahead a year on all books. All books, all plot lines basically just instantaneously skipped ahead a year. Sorry about that. I hear the crisper and I gotta... Gosh darn it. Just when I get up, it's gonna throw me another lightning strike, seriously.
Did it. And the spider spins a data web. All the research data is going to Oscorp servers. Harry's work is safe. And I can finally get out of this weather.
We did it. This is why you're supposed to check your backups. Well, ironically enough, that was not the worst story of backups I've ever heard in my entire life. The worst story of backups I could ever tell is actually not a story that I personally experienced. It was a good friend of mine who's also an IT person. And the story that I have is this was a pest control company that worked...
Hey, Pete. In the mood for some good news?
Sure. Already got plenty of the other kind.
I just posted a new article. Oscorp announced Harry's research stations are providing valuable data, so they're fully funding them.
You're kidding. That's great. I just wish we could tell Harry.
He hasn't returned my calls, which is weird. I know how important this is to him.
His mom would be so proud. He really stepped up for her.
You helped a little yourself, Tiger. You're a good friend.
So are you, MJ. And wherever Harry is, he knows that. Can't wait to read the article.
Alright, what is left that we can do to screw around in the city as I finish my 2 stories? Let's see. I think I got all the side missions, with the exception of the crimes. I think all the side missions are now complete, at least all the... with the exception... You know what? Might as well do the side mission up here. I've been putting it off for too long. So anyways, I was trying to tell you guys 2 stories at once. I'll tell them one at a time. I'm sorry. There we go. So... is that the Ghostbusters? No, that's not. It kind of looks like the Ghostbusters Firehouse, but it's not the Ghostbusters Firehouse. I think the Ghostbusters Firehouse does exist in this game. I've only found it once. I think they put it pretty close to where it is in real life, because the Ghostbusters Firehouse does exist. It's a real firehouse. The exterior at least exists. The interior does not. Let me rephrase this. The interior does not exist in New York. It exists in Los Angeles. But yeah, sorry for rambling. What happened with this? I was telling a Secret Wars story first. Okay, so let's just get that part completed and out of the system. What essentially happened with Secret Wars is, for those of you guys who don't remember, Secret Wars was basically a story. It was like one of the first team-ups that was done. One of the first major team-ups that were done in Marvel Comics history. And it was basically designed. It was told over the span of a year, in real time, with 12 issues, one released every month of a year. And the excuse for having it, or the excuse to tell it, because obviously all the comic books are connected in a shared universe, at least for the Marvel comics, they're connected. How do you explain this in the story with all these storylines going on? And the idea was to basically flash forward all stories ahead a year. And that's what they decided to do. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the impact web. Got it. Alright, that guy's okay. This guy is not.
People are still trapped. Need to help fast. Just a little more.
So they flash forwarded everybody ahead a year, and so they were like, well, let's make it exciting. Let's have a change of the status quo. Let's make it look like things actually happened over that year. So what did they do? The Fantastic Four got a new member. I think the Hulk broke his leg, and Spider-Man got a new suit. And the concept was, or the reason why to read,
someone inside that car.
was basically like, well, you'll have to read Secret Wars to find out how this happened. Pretty good idea.
That's everyone. Glad I was here to help.
And that took care of the thug crimes in Harlem. Pretty good. So, even though initial response to the black suit was negative,
Please, don't ask me to do the hand.
Sounds corny, but you're my hero. Seriously.
Hi. Later, Spider-Man. Call me when you're ready to get serious. I saw you.
Is something wrong?
Oh, no. I just had to thank you for saving my daughter from those muggers.
When did this happen?
Just now. Busy guy like you. I guess it all blurs together, huh? Near the theater on 126 and Powell. She just called and told me.
Right. Sorry. Happy to help. I'm glad your daughter's safe. Okay, I wasn't anywhere near there. I should swing by and see what's going on.
Okay, that is a common problem, actually, with this game, particularly with the side missions. Sometimes lip sync doesn't activate on the right time, and it's weird because I think in every patch something changes. Like, somebody will talk properly, and I don't know what's causing it, but that is a common bug in the game.
And the crime scene. I better find out what happened. Still alive. So whoever did this isn't a lethal protector. That's promising.
Venom reference! Venom anti-hero story. Venom lethal protector. That was one of the first stories.
Thanks for keeping us safe, Spider-Man.
You're back already? I thought you were checking out that fire.
Right. On my way now. Which way was it again?
Last time you went that way. South.
Thanks. I got a little turned around. Someone's impersonating me. It could be the chameleon again. I've got to pick up his trail.
Okay, that's a reference to the chameleon, so now we know the chameleon exists in this universe. What do we got? Let's see, can we unlock things? The Fear Itself suit has already been unlocked. Oh, sorry, I can't unlock this, because I don't have challenge tokens. I'm going to switch suits right now, because I'm kind of bored wearing that suit, so let's go to the Spider-Man Homecoming suit for right now. Can I unlock more skills? Yes, I can. Okay. That Kate and Kevin poster appears multiple times in the game environment. I think it's a reference to basically like a movie like The Ugly Truth or something like that, or basically every romantic comedy ever. Again, don't know who the models are. I wish I did so that I could make fun of them, because I think it's kind of silly that...
That's the fire damage. Looks like it got put out quickly.
You came back! I can't thank you enough for saving my friend from the fire. I thought she was dead.
My pleasure. Look, I want to make sure everyone's safe, but the smoke kind of got to me. Do you remember where I went next?
Sorry, I was helping my friend. I think you went back up there.
Thanks. Give your friend my best. Whoever faux Spider-Man is, he's helping people. But what he's doing is dangerous. He used the fire escape. Guess he couldn't copy my web shooters.
The guy in charge, okay? Just keep moving.
Wonder if other me left anything behind.
Come on.
He used a fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
What type of suppressant is in this?
Well, there's nothing in this one. Yeah, that works. I think there were a couple of ways to solve that particular problem.
ADP. Pretty standard. And easy to track. He got fire suppressant on him. If I key my lenses to track its chemical signature, it should lead me right to Spider-Man 2.0. He's walking normally. No webs, no powers. Which makes what he's doing suicidal.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Sorry!
Boycott the vehicle. Unfair hire. Hey!
Wow!
This is really cool. You know, the attention to detail in the just in the city. All these people. By the way, as someone who has been to New York, I can tell you that during any weekday, New York is even more crowded than it looks here. But my guess is that there's only so much that the PS4 can render. But yeah, New York is very, very, very crowded.
Those hot dogs smell amazing.
Don't push it. You already got your freebie today.
He gets free hot dogs? I never get free hot dogs.
Yeah.
Hey, keep fighting.
I know, I'm a jerk.
He doesn't get free sandwiches either. Alright, let's keep going.
That guy looks like he's been in a fight. Maybe he knows something.
Come on, man, lay off! I told you everything. The deal's going down on the roof. No lie.
Right, just... you stay out of trouble. Hope I'm not too late.
Boy.
My doppelganger's got some skills.
Where'd you learn to fight like that?
This one will need painkillers for a few days, but should be fine. Knocked out, but breathing.
So the guy knows Kung Fu.
That's gonna leave a mark.
I told you, I give up.
No webbing, though.
And he left the drugs. Seems like his intentions are good, even if his methods are nuts. The police will handle the cleanup. Counterfeit Spidey must have gone down the other fire escape.
Alright, here's the fire escape.
That's him.
God, that is a terrible looking costume.
Yeah, I mean, this is weird.
My pleasure, citizens. Excuse me. I hear someone in need.
Okay, I do not talk like that. Nobody talks like that.
Let him go.
Yeah, right. We'll get even more from Mr. Fisk when we bring him your head.
Whoa, hey guys! I'm not the real Spider-Man.
Not anymore, you're not.
Time to even the odds a little.
And they did fix that cutscene.
Kill them both!
I've got this. Go.
Miss a chance to team up with the real Spider-Man?
I'm surprised that there isn't a reference to this particularly. Maybe that's because this game was, or this scenario was invented before the book was written. But for those of you who haven't read the prequel novel, Spider-Man Hostile Takeover, which is in canon to this game, as opposed to the Marvel comic verse or the Marvel movie verse or something, actually does deal with the problem of a Spider-Man doppelganger. The only difference is that the Spider-Man doppelganger is, in fact, not a good-intentioned person. Is actually somebody out to... Basically, it's somebody with a lot of mental issues that is out to slander Spider-Man's good name, with the blessing, of course, of Wilson Fisk.
Good idea. Gotta admit, I'm starting to see the downside of the suit.
Okay, that's one guy down. Let's see if this guy will stick to a wall. Oh, he does. Okay, good. It would have been cool if this was referenced here specifically, but it's not. They did mention, like I said, they did mention the chameleon exists in this universe, so that's at least something. Alright, so I keep putting this story off, the ending of the story off, whatever you want to call it. So like I said, nobody wanted the black suit, so Marvel said, get rid of it. And the writers basically told the editors, no, we're not we spent all this time, we got this good, we think we got a good story here. I'll tell you what, we'll keep the black suit until it's explained, or until we have the origins of the black suit scene in the Secret Wars storyline. So once we get that, that's like issue 8 or issue 9. Once that issue airs, once that issue gets published, then we'll have him switch back to a normal suit.
Man, that was intense. How do you do it?
One bruise at a time. Look, your heart's in the right place, but if you keep this up, you're gonna get killed.
Yeah, I see that now. Don't worry, I'm hanging up the suit. Spider-Man, no more.
Good call.
Spider-Man 2 reference.
You don't need a costume to make a difference.
Hey, that's a good line. I'll remember that.
But that Spider-Man 2 reference was also made by... there was a storyline, Spider-Man No More, which was ported over into Spider-Man 2. So yeah, Marvel's... I'm sorry for going back and forth because I don't have somebody here to basically keep me honest. So it's basically like I got to focus on playing, but I also got to focus on talking to you guys, so I got to keep my story straight. But what essentially happened is that Marvel editor agreed, all right, we'll keep the black suit in the Spider-Man comic up until issue 8 or so of Secret Wars is published, so we'll get rid of it as soon as people know where he got the suit from. And they agreed to those terms. So Marvel started, the Spider-Man writers started basically working on the way to get rid of the suit in the Spider-Man comics, as that was like, all right, so we got until this time, so that's like a couple months ahead. So they started writing the outs of the costume, and by this point, Spider-Man's costume was getting a little bit more established in the books leading up to issue 8 or so of Secret Wars, and then the letters started turning from bad to good. Like, I love this new black suit. Spider-Man looks so cool. By that point, it was too late. So they were like, now opinion on the suit had changed completely. Now everybody loved the suit. Everybody wanted the suit. Everybody wanted him to keep the suit. But it was just too late by that point. The damage had been done. Alright. I kept you guys waiting for long enough. We're gonna do the story mission. This one, we're gonna do it, because I've been streaming for almost 2 hours at this point. Unfortunately, I guess my subscribers have been busy. That's fine. They can be busy. So, what we're just gonna do at this point is we are going to... Well, first off, let me get back onto the advanced suit. Was there anything else I can do at this point? I could make a quick visit to Octavius Industries. Yeah, let me do that. I don't want to change my suit. Going with the old reliable.
Bring your children into the room, friends, because I'm delivering a lesson impressionable youngsters need to hear. My guest today is a man who learned the hard way that dressing up like Spider-Man isn't cool. Go ahead, sir.
Well, I wanted to fight crime and help people. And I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so I put on a costume like his and tried to do what he does. Boy, was that a mistake. I almost got killed. Lucky the real Spider-Man saved me.
Let me stop you right there because I think the salient point has been made. Emulate Spider-Man in any way, and you will die. Don't do it, kids. And that's another one of Uncle Jonah's life lessons. Jared, trademark that.
I don't think I remember hearing that one. But it was certainly pleasant to watch, or listen to, I should say. Okay. Like I said, there's really not much going on in the city. I think I cleared up everything, so really all that's left is the storyline mission, which we're going to do, but I kind of want to make a stop at Octavius Industries, see if there's any research tokens left that I can unlock. I'm just too low a level right now to... Okay. Got the waypoint. Octavius Industries is right over there. So we pay old Otto a visit. I am curious at what Disney plans on doing with this suit, since they own Spider-Man. You know, they own... Disney owns Spider-Man, so I'm, you know, Marvel... Disney owns Marvel, which owns Spider-Man. Marvel, it'd be Marvel Games, Marvel Comics, whatever. Disney owns that. And, so, I'd like to see more of the advanced suit, can I be honest with you guys? I know it made an appearance in the... It makes a small cameo appearance. It's like a blink or you miss it cameo in Into the Spider-Verse, which I thought was awesome. I thought that was awesome. It actually took me my second watch to actually catch it. All right, nothing to unlock here. What about over here? Oh, okay. All right, we got something.
Running tests on carbon nanotube biocompatibility.
All right. No. I think I got it with this one. I'd like to see the advanced suit and more stuff. Now, I've been told that there is an upcoming comic book called Spider-Man City at War.
But I feel like we can do better.
That'll be out in March. I have it pre-ordered right now. Okay, let's do this. This will get us a research token.
Graphene. But the structure is super unique. What is this?
No. No. That got it. No. That got it. Sorry for not talking during these. I had to focus on the problem. But as you can see, they're not hard to beat. They didn't take me that long to complete these.
Could be a great structural element.
I've heard nothing but complaints about it, but it's a diversion. It's for XP. I needed the XP. I needed the research tokens. It's fine. I really wish that, you know, if reviewers had a problem with this game, and maybe they had problems with those puzzles, they're certainly not a bad thing to add to the game. I think that most reviewers cited them as a negative, as they also cited things like the Mary Jane missions and stuff. And that's not a spoiler. You guys have already seen the Mary Jane missions. I haven't seen a single reviewer not call the Mary Jane missions a positive. Again, I disagree. It's they're put, you know, you got to take into account that they're put in for pacing and things like that. Okay, do I have? Yes, I did level up. Oh, thank goodness. That's what I needed. I needed the experience points. All right, let's see if we can level up a bit. Okay, that's already fully unlocked. That I can't unlock. That I need challenge tokens for, which I don't have. Oh, suit to unlock? Oh, there is. Oh, like suit. Maybe it's like suit mods? Yeah, suit mods, maybe. Still nothing yet. I can't unlock the Fear Itself suit. I did unlock the homemade suit. I did unlock the dark suit. I'm going to stick with this suit for right now. And the web suit is automatically unlocked as long as you have the most recent patch installed. Alright. Alright, guys. One story mission. We're going to leave you guys hanging. We're going to get back to it tomorrow. But until then, we got one story mission that we're going to do right now. And we're going to play this and we're going to wrap it up for the day.
Attention units. Hostiles are assaulting an armored car. Nearby officers proceed to the West Village.
And we're done.
I got 2 big guys left. And they're angry. These brutes are always the most frustrating guys in the game before the DLC came out. Alright, let's keep going. We're not that far away from the end. Oh, I want to take a look at this. No. I remember one of my subscribers was asking me if they kept the marquee, like the Easter egg marquee in place. I know they said they were going to remove it. I don't think they did. I don't think they did remove it. But then again, I never saw it even when the game was new. So I couldn't tell you if it was removed or not. I couldn't even tell you where it is. Alright, we're coming up on City Hall. Story time.
There's the stage entrance. And we'll be right out front.
Sounds like a lot of people out there.
You'll be fine, honey.
Last time I gave a speech, I was in high school. Miss Steinberg gave me a C-.
Well, if only Miss Steinberg could see you now.
Hey, you got this, Dad. I mean, come on, you saved Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure that makes you an official superhero.
A superhero. Or maybe I'm just a guy who doesn't give up.
Come on, honey.
Welcome, everyone. And before I hand it off to Mayor Osborn, I'd just like to say a few words.
So?
I think this gang war may finally be over.
Like over?
I mean, there's some loose ends still to be tied up, but...
Loose ends.
Well, a truck pulled away from the scene from a company called Consolidated Shipping. Something's not right about it. I just don't know what.
Well, maybe after this we can grab some coffee. Figure it out together.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Jim. Couldn't have said it better myself, but I'll try. We all know that Officer Davis is a hero.
But, instead of coffee, maybe we could have dinner instead. I could come over, I'll cook. Or we could, meet at a totally neutral location for a completely normal meal, cooked by professionals.
For acts of extraordinary bravery, above and beyond the call of duty, it is my privilege to present Officer Jefferson Davis with the Department Medal of Honor.
Phone call, sir.
Kind of in the middle of something here, Jim.
Sounds urgent, sir.
Fine. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I share this honor with my family. My wife, Rio, and my son, Miles. Without their support, I couldn't do what I do.
Yes?
I've worked many years for this moment.
Who is this?
Over the coming days, your company, your city, and everything you care about will be destroyed. People will beg you for help, but you won't be able to save them.
Listen, jackass. I get threats like this twice a week. Why don't you grow a pair and tell me what you want?
To watch you suffer.
That probably just saved Mary Jane's life.
Miles! Miles, are you okay? Miles! Miles! Peter! Come on, Peter! Miles! Miles! Right here, just stay. Thank God. Can you hear me, baby? Can you hear me? Peter? Squeeze my hand if you can hear me. Stay here. I'm going to find your father. Peter. Peter, wake up. Come on, say something, please.
This was the big secret. They didn't tell anybody that you get to play as Miles Morales. Most people know Miles Morales from the Ultimate Spider-Man comic, where he does take on the mantle of Peter Parker after the death of Peter Parker in the Ultimate Universe. He also does something very similar in the new film Into the Spider-Verse. It looks like Peter's moving, but Mary Jane is clearly okay. If you remember what I just said, Peter kind of did jump on her just as the explosion was going on, likely saving MJ's life. He took the explosion for her.
Crazy. Over there.
This kid's got guts. I stopped reading the Ultimate line of comics. It kind of got stupid after. There was like one book that they did, and this was actually written by Bendis, of all people. Because he wrote most of the books, and most of the Ultimate books were really, really good. But there was this really stupid story they had of Spider-Man switching bodies with Wolverine, which I read one issue. Okay. Let's not do that. That's bad.
Mom! Over there.
I'm not supposed to be able to do that, so.
Oh, man!
Alright, that did not happen again, thank goodness. Hopefully that was just a bug.
Mom? Mom!
I'm not as strong as Spider-Man here.
Damn it! Hurry! Flipping!
So yeah, the game is not completely bug-free. We've seen a couple of bugs.
Are you okay?
Nice going, kid.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Are you okay?
I'm alright, Mom. I'm alright. You sure you're okay?
Yes, I'm gonna be alright. I'm gonna be alright. I'm gonna be alright.
Alright, listen,
I love you.
I have to go find Dad, okay?
No, wait. Miles, no. Miles, no!
Dad's in there. I'll find him.
Miles!
I'm kind of torn on whether or not I should talk during this sequence. I mean, it's not a cinematic.
He was right there.
I mean, this guy moves completely differently than Spider-Man does. He doesn't have Spider-Man's strength. He doesn't have Spider-Man's agility.
Can't cross yet. Gotta find a way around these guys. Okay.
Now we clearly saw Mr. Lee in the crowd just before the attack. And as far as I know, that is the first showing, the first revelation that Mr. Lee is a bad guy in this game. Now, we've known Mr. Lee is the bad guy.
Dad was right there. Gotta help him.
No, I can't go yet. I'll wait for him to move.
Now. I got you, Dad.
He's got guts. No spider powers. I'd like to think that in real life I'd be this bold.
No. No.
Enough. We have to leave. Now.
How much would it change to know that Mr. Lee was actually the bad guy at the earlier point? Maybe they changed it because they felt that Peter... You know what, I won't even say anything.
Dad! Dad! Dad, no! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Maybe if Peter had seen Mr. Lee was responsible, then there would have been a huge outpouring from Peter at that time, earlier before the event, that Mr. Lee is responsible before the event happened. Instead, Peter says, I think we're done with the gangs in the city. All the respects of a military funeral. Obviously, this isn't a military, this is police. But Norman Osborn has every right to attend that and officiate it, of course, as the mayor.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Do I know you?
I'm Peter Parker. I was at City Hall when... Look, I know you don't know me, but I just wanted to say...
I know what you're going through. That's what you were gonna say, right? Or it all gets easier with time. Or don't worry. It's part of God's plan.
I'm sorry. I was just
trying to help. I know.
I'm sorry about that.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with him.
This might be a good place to end for the day. Nice little cliffhanger for you guys. Condolences, of course. Rest in peace, Jefferson Davis. What's going to happen after that? We know Mr. Lee is still out there. Not enough to level up.
I'm busy. What's up?
Have you started looking for Martin Lee yet?
No, I told you I can't start a manhunt based on a hunch from Spider-Man.
But I'm telling you, he's the guy.
Get me some solid evidence and we'll talk.
Solid evidence. Right.
You got insurance.
Hey, it's me. I better be more careful with my adoring public. I'm thinking I screwed up, and that kid lost his father.
I know you too well to say you should give yourself a break. What about the police? Do they have any leads on Lee?
They're not even looking for him. Even Yuri doesn't believe me.
Then it's up to us to find him. I've been doing some research. Go to this address. Martin Lee bought a controlling interest in this recycling center last year.
You think he's hiding out there?
Maybe. We know he's not at Feast. If he's not at the recycling center, maybe you'll find some evidence as to where he might be.
Yeah. Good work, MJ. I'll let you know what I find.
Oh, one more thing. I talked with a detective about questioning the arrested demons. They're all claiming Martin Lee has the power to, quote, corrupt people.
Corrupt? What does that mean?
They say it's sort of like mind control. It brings out the negative part of you. Makes you do things you wouldn't normally do.
Sounds a little far-fetched.
This coming from a guy who can run up walls.
In case you're curious, what am I doing? I am trying to find Uncle Ben's grave. I don't see it.
All units. Officers are engaged in an active shootout with demons. Officers needed in God's Acre. Over.
It's a little hard to find, but Uncle Ben's grave is actually in there. If you can find it, it's let's take this guy out.
Fisk was a maniac, but he loved New York. The demons, though, seems like they just want to tear the city down.
If I had a higher vantage point. I'm trying to remember exactly where it is. I know it's like somewhere over in this section. Maybe this area? I like to think it's one of these. Maybe I'm too far away. Like, you'll see it. Like, in case you're curious, well, how do you tell which one's his if you can't see the gravestones? You're going to see, like, a little indicator.
Attention units. Pursuit in progress of multiple vehicles with masked hostiles. Nearest officer, please proceed to Hamilton Heights.
Isn't that always the case when you're trying to work on something and I just put that back together. Alright. Oh, we got some new objectives for something.
Guys, don't look now, but I think the cops are onto you. Ooh, cops and robbers. Can I play too? Here's your stuff.
Now let's see if I can do this. Got it to stop safely.
Demons must have triggered a bomb. I've got to disable it.
Got it.
Bet you 10 to 1 those guys didn't even have licenses.
Alright, we got 3 crime tokens for that one. Not bad. Can I unlock anything? No. I really want to be able to knock over the shield enemies is what I really want. But yeah, I also kind of need to grab the brutes. Well, we've continued with the story. Let's do one more story mission. Kind of these 2 missions here kind of go together a little bit. Like this mission and the previous one, they're kind of like paired missions, even though they take place at different times. In different missions, and they have different experience and different requirements. This next mission kind of gets attached to the last one. Now, I want to make a couple of things really clear as we look around at the pretty scenery. You notice that this is raining. Most people have basically said that they want rain for their game, or they want to be able to instigate rain or force rain. Rain only happens twice. This is one of them. Rain only happens twice, not including the DLC. I think it happens a 3rd time with DLC. But, yeah, rain right now is currently the most requested feature to be added in a patch. And, I don't think Insomniac's going to do it. They allowed for time of day change, but they didn't allow for weather. And I honestly think it's probably because of artistic reasons.
MJ's hunch was right. Place is crawling with demons. Gotta take these guys out, then have a look around.
我坏了，你要要就可以了，还是不行。让我试试。不，这是我该做的，让我来吧。
That stinks. That stinks. I thought I had him. I am playing this level just terribly. That guy was safe. Is there somebody else over here? Mark Danger. Oh, he's watching him. Yeah, it's like, just screw it.
Okay, that's all of them. High security lock. They use these on banks, not recycling centers. Maybe if I can find where it gets its power from. Looks like I could override the circuit. Need my electric webs. Well, that did something. It looks like the circuits need a little more juice. There. Looks like the circuit's still stable. Maybe there's another junction box close by. Uh-huh. Gotcha.
That enough?
Almost there. One more box should do it.
Yep. There we go. That should open the door.
That's it.
Kind of getting flashbacks to the BBC show Scrap Heap, or as the Americans would call it, Junkyard Wars. Always liked that show. Wish they did more with it. It used to be on TLC back when it was worth a damn to watch it.
Oh, man. These must be where they're planning to attack. Wait. These are Osborn campaign offices. All the paths originate from the same address. Lots of high-tech equipment. Maybe later I can recycle this stuff into some weapons of my own. Explosives from Fisk's construction site.
So the demons have basically been stealing everything. They had stolen mostly stuff from Fisk. What do we got here?
Truck bombs? This is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Guns from Fisk's armory. This wasn't a gang war. The demons were stealing from Fisk to go after Mayor Osborn.
Hey, did you find Lee?
No, but you were right. Lee's using this place as a front for the demons. Bomb making, gun running.
Oh my god.
And it looks like they're planning another attack. This time on Norman Osborn's campaign offices.
We must have some kind of beef with Norman Osborn.
I found an address here. I think it's their staging area. If I hurry, I might be able to stop them.
Be careful.
Let's do this, guys.
Yuri, it's me.
Make it quick. I'm busy getting yelled at by my boss.
Martin Lee and the demons are planning another attack, this time on Norman Osborn's campaign offices.
Are you sure? We've had a lot of false leads in the past week.
Trust me on this one. I'm sending you the address of a recycling center. You'll find all the evidence there.
Got it. I'll get those campaign offices evacuated. But if you're wrong about this, you're gonna help me find a new job.
That's alright. Alright, let's get there on time. We got a city to save and Norman Osborn's people. Interesting couple of tidbits there. The Spider-Man does mention the maybe he could repurpose some of that technology, and the truck is something kind of interesting. Alright, this is his other staging area. We're here now.
Consolidated shipping.
Doesn't look very consolidated, maybe partially consolidated shipping.
But also with style. I can use that stuff I found at the recycling center.
I can't upgrade it.
Nice. Love using bad guys' own weapons against them. And that, my friends, is what karmic justice looks like.
I thought I saw snipers, but I don't see them right here. There's a guy there in danger. There's a couple of snipers over here. Yeah, that guy's listed as safe. That guy's safe, so I'll take him. Now I got no more trip mines. Fantastic. So I don't need them right now. I do want to get these snipers out. Hopefully that'll get me some of my trip mines back.
Sleep it off.
Well, that did something. Alright, well there's two guys over there, maybe three. Oh, there's five. I thought that would do that. Let's have some fun.
You literally didn't see that coming.
You guys are so messy. But it's alright. Alright, that's everybody.
Lee's not out here. Better check inside. Good thing I stopped this when I did. You could blow up half of Manhattan with this stockpile.
Those look like personal sized. What do we got?
They have bases all around the city.
More bases. And I just finished the bases that were in.
What else can I find around here?
I just finished the Fist bases.
Huh. Invoice from an auto shop. Pale Horse Rides. That's one expensive tune-up. This is bigger than I thought. Looks like the demons have an army.
Uh-oh. Oh, the Whip Warrior. These guys are so frustrating.
As if one deadly glowing whip wasn't enough.
You just can't.
I don't know what I was expecting, but it was definitely not this. MJ, I think I stopped the demon's attack on Osborn's campaign offices.
Nice. Did you find Lee?
No, but I found something we should look into. A place called Pale Horse Rides.
Sounds familiar. I'll check it out and get back to you.
Yeah, it's everybody.
Copy, Silverbird. We're descending to location. There's another one. Safety's off.
Well, this is new.
No. This one's mine. All right. I'm executing this son of a...
Hey! That's not how we do things. Down! Down!
Code SM1.
Whoa, whoa! Before we do this, who the hell are you guys?
Code SM1. Code SM1. Holding for orders. Copy Code SM1. I have a visual. Hold for Silverbird.
What is this, Mr. Fancy Pants? Well, they're not gonna shoot me. They better not shoot me.
Nice entrance. Solid 8 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
Release him. He works with us.
Yuri, explanation, please?
This is Silver Sablinova, head of Sable International, a private security force. Paid for by Mayor Osborn.
Oh, the mayor has a pet army now?
Next time you get in my way, I will not be so gentle.
Go. We'll talk later.
And that is a good spot to
Sorry
end.
about that Sable thing. I should have told you earlier, but it all happened so fast.
It's okay. We're still best buds.
We're not best buds.
Well, that took a dark turn.
Anyway, Sable has the mayor's ear and unchecked authority. We've searched them.
More challenge
The address
tokens.
you gave me found plenty of evidence of a bomb plot, but nothing that leads back to Martin Lee.
I'm working on that.
Didn't he own the building?
Hey, MJ.
Hey, so I dredged up some records on Martin Lee's other business holdings. He's got places all over the city.
Huh. The locations line up with a map I found at that shipping business. I'll check them out.
Let me know what you find at each one, and I'll work on building a case.
You got it. I'm headed to Lee's office at Feast to see if I can learn more about why he's doing this. And what he's got planned next.
Okay, say hi to May for me. Wait, you don't think she's in danger, do you?
No. Lee's only got one target on his mind. Norman Osborn.
I think that's a good time to stop. Let's see. So we got some demon warehouses that we can be picking up later. Some of which I don't want to do right now. 10 finishers, 10 swing kicks. 10 enemies electrify. 10 dodge unders. Some of these I don't want to do right now, but we will be doing them in the time later on allotted. I have another... Yeah, I'm going to have to start... Yeah. I have to start hoarding my points because I definitely want the swing kick through shields. And I definitely want the... I don't need the slow time, but I do need these. So... I mean, there are a couple of these I really do want. Like these, this one, but... I don't need this that much. I don't really need this. I could use this, but I really don't need it. So I'm going to have to start working on it moment by moment. So we are headed back tomorrow. We are going to be resuming the story. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. We'll have it archived probably with the last part. I haven't had time to archive the last part. But our plan is to archive the last part along with this part, probably at around the same time, maybe tomorrow or so before I start broadcasting again. Until next time, guys, my name is Maniac with GameAccess.net. Take care.